OSG, change the game. Come together, bringing leaders, we don't play. Make a difference, being different, switching lanes. OSG, change the game.
So the person that I'm speaking of is the one and only Thaddeus Bullard, best known as Titus O'Neil, WWE superstar Titus O'Neil, who has a school named after him, Thaddeus Bullard, at Slide Middle School Academy. So Titus, can you let's bring up Titus O'Neil, please?
What's going on, man? Hey,
yeah.
What up, Titus?
What's happening? But no, got a chance to meet Principal Rod, last year, and in the midst of a pandemic, knowing the value the supposed value that teachers have and educators have, but it's not really reflected all the time in their salaries. It's not really reflected in regards to resources. A little bit about myself, I am a product of a rape. My mom was raped at 11 years old, had me at the age of 12. She was driven from St. Augustine, Florida, down to Boynton Beach, Florida, to have an abortion. She jumped out of the car, and 3 months later, I was born. I've been homeless. I've been without. I've gone without a lot of things as a youth, and I was a kid, labeled as a kid that would be dead or in jail by the time I was 16. And I got a chance to go to a place called the Florida Sheriff's Boys Ranch, which is just outside of where I'm going in Live Oak, Florida. It was there that my life changed and my mindset changed. It was more importantly a conversation that I had at 12 years old as I was getting ready to get kicked off the Boys Ranch for getting ready for getting into too many fights. And I signed a contract that I wouldn't get into a fight again, knowing that I would be sent back home. And 30 minutes later, I got into a fight, and which is really crazy to me now because I get paid a lot of money to be on TV in underwear, boots, and baby oil, and to beat people up. So I guess I was being prepared long ago for the career in WWE, but I had a conversation with Mr. Patrick Minogue, who was a white guy from Chicago, Illinois, that brought me in. I got into a fight. A decision had been made that I would be sent home. And he said, why do you think you get into trouble all the time? And I said, I don't know, man. I'm just a bad kid. And he said, lift your head up. He said, there's no such thing as a bad kid. And I said, how can you say that? I've been told I'll be dead or in jail by the time I'm 16. I'm getting ready to get sent home. Me and my mom had a horrible relationship. And I got 3 younger brothers. So, I kind of was going to be the unwelcome guest back home in a 2-bedroom apartment in the projects down in South Florida. And he said, I'm going to piss a lot of people off because I'm going to go against the decision that was made, and I'm not going to send you home. And I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to believe it. He said, I love you, and I believe in you. And a lot of people had told me up to that point they love me, but then turn around and abuse me, beat me, curse me, etc. Nobody had ever told me that they believe that I can do anything. It was always the complete opposite. I'll be dead or in jail by the time I was 16. I'll never graduate from high school. I'll never go to college. Too dumb, too unathletic to play sports. The list went on and on. And, I've always had a very rebellious spirit. I really, you spend a little bit of time with me, you'll realize I really have zero regards for rules because I always feel like rules were made by some people that had a loophole at some point to be able to get around it. And I also know that, especially now in the business that I'm in, that when people want to do something, they can get it done. So I'm the first person in my family to graduate from high school. My mom graduated from high school after I graduated from high school. She waited tables for years and cleaned houses to make ends meet that never met. The first person in my family to graduate from college. I graduated from the University of Florida, undergrad in 3 years with a master, and then I got my master's degree in my 4th year in administrative education. I never wanted to be a teacher, but I did know that if I couldn't play sports, I wanted to stay involved in sports. So I felt like if I had something involved in education, I can at very least I wasn't a coach, I could be an athletic director, which is kind of the head coach of all the coaches. And he graduated with honors at the University of Florida. I was vice president of student government. I'm in the University of Florida Hall of Fame. I was selected by Ebony magazine as one of the top 100 African American influential people in the world, with Michelle Obama and Steph Curry. I'm in the Boys and Girls Club Hall of Fame. I mean, I've done a lot. The greatest title that I have, though, is being a father. I have two sons, 15 and 17-year-old sons. My oldest son is getting ready to go to college at UCF on a football scholarship. So luckily that private school education is the last bit of money that I got to pay for education. And then I adopted a daughter here in November. She's a 16-year-old girl. Her mom has cancer, and dad's never been in sight. And if mom passed away, the young lady who's an excellent basketball player and a great person, I've known her since she was like 6 years old. Dad's never been involved, and I've always wanted a daughter, and I love her. You know, I love her for who she is. She's a great young lady. I'm glad to be able to give her something she's never had in a father. And you know, I got a school named after me, a public school named after me in Tampa, Florida.
Tell some people what's some of the programs, some of the implementations that's happening down at the Thaddeus M. Bullard Academy of Slime Middle School.
Yeah, so it's a lot of real exciting stuff. When I got to the school looked like it was just ran down. Now I built a workout training facility there. That's first class. It's for teachers only. I originally put it there kind of as a recruiting tool. Hey, you come over here, you work over here, because one of the things we had an issue with teacher retention and staff retention. So with me knowing that it costs a lot of money to have health and wellness a part of your plan, why not put it there and then expose them to that so that they can come to work early, take a shower, or stay after, take a shower. It's a great team building opportunity. We're the last middle school in the entire school district that had, last middle school, entire school district to have a gym and to have a track. So we have a synthetic field, track and field, that was rated the #1 field in the country. It beat out several NFL and college fields as well. Getting ready to build out an entire academy space where I'll have robotics. We'll have 3D printing, 3D imaging. I'm an investor in a company called View Studios that we started here a couple of years ago with the replacement to green screen technology. We work with Mercedes-Benz, we work with WWE, we work with Nike, we work with the NFL, we work with Major League Baseball, we work with a lot of different major corporations with our technology. And so our school will be the only middle school. We just donated the same technology to the University of Tampa and to the University of USF. We have an art program that I'm very excited about continuing to do. I pay for the Boys and Girls Club to be a part of our school. So after school programming, we're in the 6th highest schools zip code for children living in poverty in the entire state of Florida. So we're trying to work with the state chamber and other local leaders to bring that number down significantly.
On OSG 25 Kids, talk a little bit about what Factor is going to be doing with one of our partner schools at Research and Service. Spencer from Factor, go ahead and let Principal Farrington from Research and Service know what's happening, what you're all about, and how we're going to revolutionize tech and gaming at her school. Go ahead.
The energy and vibe here is insane. I love it. Made me feel super comfortable coming in here. Keep it up. We need more of these communities. So a little bit about Factor. We're building a better on-ramp to life after school for ambitious young adults. I know I've only got a little bit of time, so I'll jump to it. We think teens should be able to get exposure to different careers and industries, build real-world skills, portfolios, and networks. And for those that are ready, launch straight into a career even while they're in high school. So we want them doing more faster. We think society undervalues them, doesn't think they're as capable as they truly are. We want to help them realize their potential. So I'll give you an example. The program that Ra alluded to, we're partnering with Electronic Arts this summer, the company behind games like FIFA, Madden, Sims, to do a hands-on facilitated training program. They'll learn about the gaming industry and company, meet with employees there, work on real-world projects like those employees would, connect with other gamers, and a select few will actually get internships with EA. This is 100% free. EA sponsoring the program. We want to do more things like this in the future. So we're looking to connect with any educator, any principal, any school that's looking to do innovative stuff in career and technical training. So would love to catch up one-on-one with any of you. Other things we can help with are these other career focus courses, genius hours or independent projects, and just generally supercharging your existing career and tech-oriented like clubs and programs and competitions. So it's going to be a multi-week program for teens who want to turn their love of gaming into a career in today.
You know, our young people have a lot of trauma. And I said, you know, we've been talking a lot about mental health, but I also challenge people because sometimes when you talk about mental health, people push back on the mental health. They don't embrace the mental health. They're like, oh my God, you know, we have enough labels as Black people, as brown people, as poor people. But trauma is something that doesn't feel as negative, you know, and when we're talking about the ACEs study and trauma-informed care, oftentimes people can embrace, you know, having a traumatic experience, having something that really shook you to your core, and how we either rebound from that healthily or we don't. But one of the things that I think I keep seeing, and I've been saying over the past week, God's just put this in my spirit, is we have to stop allowing both our children and our adults to abbreviate their feelings. What is the way? What is the feeling? Is it grief? Is it anger? Is it loss of hope? Is it frustration? Are they feeling distracted? I mean, what is it they're feeling? And sometimes if we just take one more minute to ask that question, one more minute or two questions to drill down just a little bit more, then we can really tap into not only what our young people are experiencing, but what our adults are trying to hide up and compensate for. I've talked over and over again about that Black girl magic cape, that superwoman cape, and how before you know it, that cape gets hung around a pole and becomes your noose, right? Because you're flying, but you're flying and you go from flying high to flying low, right? And barely flying. And that's where I was. And so I'm glad that I understood it enough and I reached out. So please, in the midst of all of this, take care of yourself, be good to yourself,